Hello and welcome to a Talking About podcast where I talk about anything and everything. This is an episode that I didn't really plan on making, and so I'm recording this and uploading it the same day. Although I still do have like episodes pre-recorded and being put out on a weekly basis. So it's kind of like a little quote unquote bonus episode. Um and today I want to talk about the TikTok ban, which like I feel like everybody's talking about it, but like um for one of my New Year's resolutions, I said that I was not going to like be on TikTok, so I deleted TikTok on like the first right at midnight. And then I was like, I'm not gonna touch it for the rest of the year. And this was before like I realized the TikTok ban was actually supposedly gonna happen. Although it is being banned on the 19th and the new president gets sworn in on the 20th, I believe that for like I don't know. I believe that Trump will bring back TikTok in a lot of sense, or he will launch his own investigation and bring it back. Um, so a few days ago, I decided to re-download TikTok because from what I read, it was that TikTok would no longer be allowed on the Apple stores, like or be able to download. And so I downloaded TikTok because it says you can still scroll, you just can't upload, and it's not going to be available for download. And as things begin to like update, so Apple runs their iOS updates like probably like about once a month. As it updates, it will slowly make um, the TikTok like little things that make it work obsolete. So just like slowly rendered the TikTok app useless. So since I decided to like download this app, like I was like, I might as well just have it. I honestly like one of the reasons why I decided to delete TikTok was because I was spending way too much time on it. There'd be on my days off, I'd spend hours and hours on TikTok, which is just a terrible habit in general to be on your phone for that long. And so, like, one of my New Year's resolutions was to be on my phone for less than 2 hours a day. And I feel like that's a completely valid kind of goal. And so far, I've been sticking to it, but I don't work till later today, and I'm up early. And so I came and I like went on my computer and I was like getting ready to like do some schoolwork and listen to some music, just the regular stuff. And I was like, let me like check on an Instagram real quick, see if I have any messages. Because I talked to a lot of friends or on Instagram. And out of habit, I opened TikTok. And when I say that I opened TikTok, I have it deleted off my home screen. So I can't physically see it, but I know it's there. And I opened TikTok. I have like literally no memory of me opening TikTok. And all of a sudden I was on it and I was like, I scrolled and I was like, oh, like this, like, why is Instagram like look like this? And I realized I had opened TikTok on accident, which, like, I'm not going to count it against myself because I put the temptation there and I fell into the temptation. Like, that's my fault. But, like, I feel like I get like a little bit of like a gozies because it's getting banned in like 2 days. But I was watching, and my first few TikToks were like normal, and then they had the bunch of like little edits of like to the song Ribs by Lord of like, oh, TikTok 2018 to 2025. And it like made me realize that like for the last 7 years of my life, I've kind of been like spending my time on nothing. Like my profile has amounted to nothing. Like everything has just like amounted to nothing on it, and it kind of made me realize like how useless like social media is. And I say useless is in like the fact that like it doesn't really help you learn skills or anything. It doesn't really help you learn or help you. Honestly, I don't think that social media really helps you connect with anybody. At least recent social media, I don't believe so. But like, I had one of those edits, like I said, like the 2018 to 2025 of like going back in time, being like, oh, let's look at all these like trends, at least the big ones, like the Renegade, the No Idea Don Tolliver song, like the cringy thirst traps, like the Noah Beck used to do, like those kind of things. And I was scrolling through the comments, and one of them was like, God, I'm gonna miss all these strangers. And that made me like kind of think, I'm like, because I was sitting there and I was feeling glum. I'm like, damn, TikTok's like actually getting banned. Like, I was kind of like gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna miss this. Like, I kind of like felt like I was gonna cry. I just felt really upset, if that makes sense. But I was just like, let's see if I can actually find it. I set down my phone and immediately started recording this. So you just heard some of the audio, but it was like, God, I'm gonna miss all these strangers so much. And it's like the replies are like, no, I'm gonna miss you so bad, you're like so much, whatever, like yada yada. And then they start like talking about, they're like, we were two total strangers that followed each other and soon we'll never see each other again. Tell me any socials if you want to continue following each other on anything. So it's like people just like saying this, like, I'm gonna miss you, stranger, is insane. Just being like, just finding the comfort in people that you normally wouldn't find comfort in. And I feel like that's what kind of social media is. And with TikTok going, I feel like it's taking a lot of people's comfort blankets off of them. And it's like, not only that, is like all these like influencers and everything are getting completely uprooted. And just like, I've never really followed like Charlie D'Amelio or like James Charles or like Jojo Siwa or like Noah Beck or any of those people. But just like knowing that they were there and at any time if I wanted to, I could go like look at them, or I could find like any of the stupidest little like information or the little stupidest like little like accusations on TikTok, like that being ripped away, not ripped away, that being taken away, like takes away a sense of comfort and a sense of almost security. Like it's almost like it's ripping off the band-aid. And it's just like the TikTok ban has been a thing for like 4 years now. And like they ended up like banning the software, like the uh, Chinese software in it for us in the US. And the fact that they're actually like trying to get rid of the app, I think is insane. But like the fact that people are like, I'm gonna miss you so much, even though I don't know you, is like kind of like, it just, I think, feel like it really like resonates with me in the fact that like we like I said, we like I keep going back to comfort and just like the feeling comfort, like being like, I'm gonna miss you, but I've never met you, I've never had a real conversation with you, and I've never like connected to you on more than just like a, oh, I'm gonna like your video, you're gonna like my video basis. That like kind of like comfort or that kind of quote unquote friendship is gonna be completely gone for a lot of these people. And it's like excuse me. And I just find that kind of like insane. Like how does how do you grow into finding those kind of relationships, and how do you like rely on those kind of relationships for your comfort or for your like your little like your little dose of like people, I guess. And that kind of just like goes into like, yeah, I kind of agree with the TikTok ban. Like I don't agree with it for like the fact it's like the data issues, but it's like I agree with the fact that like maybe this will open up people's eyes to realize like something that I spent 4 hours on a day is being gone. What am I going to do with my life? Like people, I feel like people are putting this into like a such a bad like, oh my god, like my entire life's ripped away. And I feel like that's true for a lot of influencers, like the ballerina farm. Like as far as I know, like she doesn't post on anything else besides TikTok, or like a lot of these people don't. And it's just like that, like those kind of things being gone is like, yeah, like that's could be somebody's completely livelihood, or like somebody who does like the edits, like the Jacob Elordi Saltburn edit. Like that was another video that I opened right up to. I think it was the first one I opened up to was that. But it's like, yeah. So it's all these like videos of like Charlie D'Amelio doing these dances, like the Renegade saying like 1,832 days ago, 7 hours ago, you know? And so it's like, it's all these like old audios, the safe sounds, doing old trends, etc. People like the old like the old little time traveler things and everything. Like just sitting there and opening it is just like making me reminisce it. But it's like it doesn't. I don't know. This is very much like a non-scripted episode. It's just something that I feel like I really need to touch on, especially like as it's happening in 2 days. Like it's happening on Sunday and it's Friday right now. But it's like you can hear. Yeah, it's crazy. And like even like opening these, that was just audio of one of the old ones. And I like, if you're listening to this, I hope it kind of like hits you hard. Like it's crazy. But it's like these comments are like, after TikTok is gone, I hope you all achieve your guys' dreams and goals in life. It was an honor to share this app with y'all and those good times. Good luck in life. And people are like, oh my God, I feel like I'm losing my family. The fact that you're finding strangers online that you have no idea who they are and they feel like you're my family, it's crazy. Like, it was like, it's crazy. But like, it was, I don't know. I feel like the TikTok ban isn't actually really gonna happen. Like I said, like I'm just reading these comments and I'm just getting completely shocked at some of the comments and people comparing an app to their family and they feel like they're losing their family members when it's just an app. Like it's insane. But I feel like a lot of people like especially in America are gonna get around the TikTok ban by using a VPN, um, by doing all these things. Like you can probably change your location on your phone or your computer. Like you could probably, my guess, I'm gonna try to access TikTok on the 19th via computer just to see if it works. But like turning on a VPN, I feel like is gonna easily work. Like you can change your location. You can be like, oh, I live in Canada. Like I'm not that far away from the Canadian border. Be like, yeah, I live in Canada, whatever. But it's just like with the whole data thing is my question is like, are they gonna delete all of the American like profiles on TikTok or are they just gonna sit there? Like, is that data still gonna be there? Are they refraining from us from continuing to upload data to the app? If that makes sense. But yeah. The TikTok ban is just crazy. Like I keep like looking at my phone and like I feel like I'm like thinking my like phone's gonna be gone. Like this is another audio. Like some of these is like it's just crazy. And it's the fact that it's like put into this kind of like perspective is insane. Um so yeah. But I don't know, like I feel like TikTok has brought in some like quote unquote good things in my life, but not really. Like I've watched so many shows, I've listened to so many new songs because of TikTok. But then in the end, like when it became just like the Reddit story times with like the Subway Surfers or the Minecraft parkour, and I just sat there, like that was such a waste of time. Like sitting there and like wasting my time away on an app ironically called TikTok. Like it's kind of insane. Like how I'm curious on my total hours I put into TikTok from like my school iPad to my phone to my computer. Like I'm really curious. My guess is it's close to like I would say during COVID it was probably really damn close to 40 hours a week. Like it is insane how much time I put in this thing that is like completely rendered useless in the end. Like it there was really no use for it. You know? Anyways, that's like kind of like my 2 cents. It doesn't make sense at all. But I just felt like I need to speak on it. And this, like I said, this podcast is for me and not really people to listen to it. I mean, people listen to it, but like, if that makes sense, like it is for me to look back. So like when I title this, it's gonna be like TikTok ban. Like, how is that gonna resonate? You know, like it's gonna be me looking back and like say we get TikTok back when the new president comes to office, like Donald Trump when he comes back in office, like what if he gives us back TikTok and we just all look like a bunch of fucking idiots, like thinking we're sad and upset that we're like losing TikTok, that we compare it to like losing our families, or that we're gonna miss these strangers, like the comfort of other people that we never knew. And I've touched base about this in a previous episode when I graduated high school. I was talking about the comfort of people you've never really talked to, but just the comfort of knowing they were there. And I feel like that's kind of what TikTok is doing, or like what TikTok was for a lot of people, if that makes sense. So, with that, go fucking do something. Like, you have 2 days left with TikTok. Like, it could, like, literally, like, the 21st TikTok could come back. Like, you never fucking know, you know? So, do something with your life. Make some real friends. Make some real connections. Like, even if it's your coworker, like, your coworkers will never be, like, your true homies. But, like, go talk to them. Start a group chat with them. Go do something with them, you know? Like, live your life and don't find comfort in strangers that you'll never meet. That's kind of my takeaway from the whole TikTok ban. Anyways, thank you for listening. If you fucking hated the episode, still give me a 5-star rating, but tell me why in the comments, please. I'm trying to grow this podcast a little bit more. I'm trying to make it something. Like I'm hoping to get actual listeners, and I'm trying to put it back into like a professional format. And so the next 2 episodes that are coming out are very like script read like episodes. So they're gonna sound a little bit more professional than this little rant. But yeah. Thank you for listening, and I hope to catch you next time.